Yeah, welcome to Piano Shack with me, Woody. Today we are going to talk about why I chose to buy a Nord Electro 4 instead of the very latest Electro 5. And a bit of a spoiler, it's all to do with these LED drawbars. Let me reposition the camera on the screen and we'll take a look at Nord's Electro product lineup. Okay, so there you have the Nord Electro 4. This is the exact same model that I have. It's the Nord Electro 4 73 keys and the waterfall weighted or semi-weighted keyboard. You can see this one has LED drawbars. Take a look at the HP. This is the Hammer Action piano keyboard. This is a much heavier keyboard. Also got the LED drawbars, but this one has a piano weighted keys, which are totally unsuitable for playing organ or clavinet. So this is a real piano player's keyboard. Moving on, we have the final model in the 4 range. This is the 4D, and you can see they've replaced the LED drawbars with physical drawbars that are more closely to what you get on a real Hammond organ. You actually slide these in and out with your hands. They're physical controls. So that's the 4. Let's take a look at the latest offering then, the Nord Electro 5, which we have here. Let's take a look at some of the improvements they've made here. So this is the 5D model, a 61 key unweighted keyboard, the same keys I have on mine. You can see we have the physical drawbars. Let's take a look at the 73 model. And we've also now introduced physical drawbars on this model as well. The LED drawbars are not available anymore. Finally, the 5HP, the Hammer Action piano keyboard. We've got the LED drawbars still, which in my opinion is great. I'm going to tell you why in a minute. But unfortunately, I don't like playing a Hammond organ on a weighted piano keyboard anyway. It's nigh on impossible, a very unsatisfactory experience. So if you want the Electro 5 to play organ on, then you're going to be having physical Hammond style drawbars. And that's a great thing, right? Many of you are probably thinking this is awesome, that's what we want anyway, that's like a real Hammond organ. But there are some significant disadvantages with this, and I'm going to explain them to you right now. Okay, so I've repositioned the camera so we get a good look at these things I have been calling previously in the video LED drawbars. And these are a genius, in my opinion, design opinion by Clavi at the time and now Nord keyboards, because they show you exactly the settings of the drawbars that you have configured at any one time. And you adjust the positions of them by pulling out the drawbars by pressing on that button, pushing in by pressing on that button. Okay, and the later models of the Electro have physical sliders that you push backwards and forwards. They're not real drawbars, they're sliders, they're potentiometers, like a fader almost that you push in and out. And it's very nice to get the physical feeling of the drawbars. I would agree with that, but there are some real issues. Let me explain. So now we have a typical Hammond jazz organ preset with the first 3 drawbars all the way out. There we go. That's what I was using in the demo. And here we can manipulate the drawbars and see exactly what's going on. Now that's fine, that would work perfectly with the physical drawbars as well. But the problem is when we change presets. I'm going to jump to a different preset now here, where I have set up a sort of more gospel-y sound. So you see a completely different shape to the drawbars there. We've got the sort of scooped sound there, which works fine on this. I can instantly change between presets and I get a representation of the drawbar settings up there, and I can continue to tweak them as I like when I'm playing. But just imagine for a second now then, if we had physical drawbars. I've got them set up in this position, I've pulled out these 3 faders, pushed in all of those, and now we jump to a different preset, and although we have a completely different sound playing, the position of the faders is still the same as it was for the previous. So we've got 3 out here and all the other ones in, which is completely out of synchronization with the sound. And this is the problem I have with physical drawbars on the Nord Electro. Now the latest version of the Electro has a nice OLED display, a very nice looking display, which I think shows you the exact positions of the drawbar as they are set up for that preset. So you can see on the screen what the actual sound is playing, but they're still not going to match with the physical position of the drawbars. And I'm not sure how, to be honest, how it works when you start tweaking the drawbars, because then you're going to get a situation where you've got the drawbars completely not matching the preset you're playing. So I don't know, it just sounds a bit messy to me and a bit of a pain. This seems to be a really elegant, clean and beautiful solution to that problem. But it's more complicated than that, I think. I mean, some of you are saying right now, I can hear you, you're saying, well, on an instrument like this, you don't need to use presets anyway. Just play the front panel controls. But there's a slight issue there as well that you may not have thought of. Let me jump to another preset we have here. Hammond organ, as you probably know, has 2 manuals. It's got one for the lower, one for the upper. And you've actually got 2 sets of drawbars. You've got one set of drawbars to control the upper manual and another one to control the lower manual. And often you've got different drawbar settings on each. And this is modeled perfectly on the Nord Electro 4 with the LED drawbars. Let me show you. If I jump to this shows the keyboard split there. We can jump to the lower manual. And here are the settings I have on the lower manual. You typically have a more mellow sound that you can use for your walking bass lines. Okay, and then on the upper manual, which I can select here, you have a completely different sound, which is suitable for lead work, and the camera tripod is in the way, so I can't really play, but I'll try and demonstrate. Okay, so with the keyboard split, I'm playing the upper manual at the top and the bass stuff at the bottom. If I zoom out, you might be able to see that a bit better. Okay, so we have a split there, 2 different sounds, one at the top, one at the bottom, which is working fine here as well, because I can tweak them independently by jumping between the lower and upper drawbar settings. But imagine again if we have a physical drawbar. So I've dialed in the sound using the physical drawbars. I've got the lower one here pulled out, skipping one, pulling the next one out, which is fine. But then on the Nord Electro 5, when you change to the upper manual, although we've got a completely different sound up there, the drawbar settings, the physical drawbars are still reflecting the sound that we dialed in on the lower manual. So it's going to be very confusing to make any adjustments to that sound. I really don't get it. So then, why have Klaviyo done this? Well, the Nord Electro 1 and 2 only had the LED drawbars. The 3, we can check this on the screen actually. I think the drawbars were introduced on the 4 model, but it might have even been on the 3. Let's check. So if we go to Legacy here, Legacy Nord Electro 3, no, there are no drawbar models, as you can see there on the right. Okay. So the physical drawbars were introduced on the Nord Electro 4, and they've also made an appearance on the Nord Stage as well. The recent evolutions of the Nord Stage. Let's zoom back in again. These things look cool, I must admit, but as I've explained, they're also very functional. So why did Nord deviate from the original design philosophy? Well, I remember I was very active on the forums back in the day, and I was in fact the moderator for the Yahoo Group's Nord Electro forum back in the day. There's a little known fact for you. And I remember there were some hardcore Hammond organ purist guys that were extremely vocal about this. These, I'm going to get hate for this, I know, it's okay. They really disliked these draw buttons, despite the advantages that they have in offering you an exact what you see is what you get but they were very, very vocal about this. I'm sure it was a small minority of Electro users really were pushing and pushing and pushing Nord to do these physical drawbars, and eventually Nord succumb, and that's what they did. But in my opinion, it's a real shame. I missed these iconic LED drawbars, and I've spoken to many other Nord Electro users and they feel the same as I do. The vast majority of Nord Electro users aren't Hammond purists. They want a keyboard that can do it all. They're looking for something that does electric pianos, the acoustic pianos, and of course the Hammond organ sounds. And this is a compromise that many of the ones I've spoken to are willing to take. If you do want to have real physical drawbar controls, then you really do need to have two sets of drawbars. I can handle the fact that the preset changing doesn't work very well, but the lower upper manual thing just is a deal breaker for me. It really is, and that's why I had to rule out buying a Nord Electro 5. So you need two sets of organ controls. Klaviyo, Nord have other keyboards that do offer that. They have the dedicated Hammond organ clones, the C2D, for example. So I don't really know why they had to do the same thing on the Nord Electro. So this video, a bit of a rant, I'm afraid. Woody's been on his soapbox today. I'm sure some of you will disagree very strongly with me. That's okay. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you agree with me or if you disagree with me. Give a like to the video if you liked it. Remember to subscribe if you want more videos like this on the Nord Electro and many other synths. I'll see you again soon. Cheerio.